Yeah, so I was thinking about like Tantra versus Bramacharya. Um, kind of a dichotomy that Gamadian G talked about. He said that Carlos Castaneda. Um, so basically, what he was saying, is that basically, if someone is conceived, um, and the woman orgasms, then the person is more fit to be a tantric. But if if she doesn't, then he's more fit. He or she, the person is more fit to be in a renounced life, Brahmacharya or something. Um, you know, perhaps maybe in some cases Brahmacharya is good for people. It's been an institution for so long. I would suppose that it is. Not just Brahmacharya and under that name, but like monks in Europe and the lot. Um, so then we get to like, though when I've seen it in my own life, actually like Catholic monks, sometimes I've seen Catholic monks that have seemed to really, you know, be getting something out of Brahmacharya, out of, renunciation, out of just foreclosing on any desires, or not even foreclosing, but just uprooting desire, really. I've seen Catholic monks succeed at this. Actual Brahmacharyas and like ISKCON, a lot of these people, and it's not even Brahmacharya, it's not even just that, just people, doing the sort of sattvic lifestyle, but then they flip flop over to, um, yeah, they flip at one point, and then suddenly their lives will go like really bad, and they'll make all kinds of really bad decisions or something like that. This happens sometimes, and this is because sometimes people go into renounced life in order to like they want to avoid things. It's not so much a spiritual path as much as it's more like spiritual bypassing. Um, and that's really not helpful. So, for me, I think a lot of people, it's almost like, you know, imagine we're all in the Garden of Eden, and what people that go into renunciation do a lot of the time, when they do it sort of the wrong way, is they say, oh, there's this tree of knowledge here, there's this tree of dangerous desires and urges, and the tree of the knowledge and good and evil is the subconscious. It's the dark. It's the tree of death, maybe even, or some. I don't. Flip off. I think has some very strong connection to that you're finding something in your own consciousness. You're finding you learn a lot about yourself. I mean, I wouldn't call mine like sort of initiatory process clipothic exactly, but probably it's kind of tangentially, you know. Probably I'd have a lot in common with someone who did clipothic stuff. I did tantric. A lot of times, a lot of these things follow similar paths. Yeah, I don't know. It depends. Spirituality is a big tree, and I think the sort of goetic tantric way I went about things isn't. A lot of people that are into clip off, practically what they're doing is pretty similar. Um, so I think a lot of people are afraid of their subconscious. They're afraid of the the garbage that they have under the surface, or not the garbage. Really, it's their inner resources. But until you refine them, it's troublesome parts of the self. So I think a lot of people go into renunciation, and they don't deal with that. They just sort of bury it and avoid it, and whatnot. Like once I was at this temple, and this guy was showing me directions to get to this one place, and I accidentally had open, you know, I just had some porn site notification, like the notification that media is playing in another app. You know, not that it was playing at the moment, but, and it was, you know, like, it was some porn app basically, and so he saw this, and it was weird that I had this up, because usually, you know, I don't know, I do my business, and then, you know, it's gone, and it's no big thing, or it just doesn't populate on the screen. But on this one situation where this Bramacharya was, or Bramacharya was, yeah, this Bramacharya was, he was there showing me directions. He saw it on my phone. I saw that he recoiled, like viscerally. And if someone's renounced, okay, yeah, sometimes you have, you know, everyone goes through things, or there's variation. There's you know, and perhaps because my view of Bramacharya, of renunciation, is not, I don't have it in a very high view. I know it's not the right path for me, but like a lot of people don't give the tantric path its due, or not even to say tantra because there's bad connotations with it, just or not. You know, but yeah, this recoiling, I think, you know, maybe for him it was just a weird day, but I think in general I've seen this this pattern where people are like in renunciation. Yeah, basically, you know, they just can't handle these things. You know, they can't handle their own urges and things like that. Because isolating yourself away from all those urges, what are you really doing? In fact, some brahmacharyas would say things like, you know, as a brahmacharya, you see, you know, a woman in some provocative outfit, or you know, accidentally see this or that, and it's like, you don't get aroused then, but you save it in your mind for later. You know what I mean? Because one's sexual impulse is so strong. See, to me, that's just cosplaying. That's, you know, so it's like, to me, I would just rather go to the tree of the knowledge of good and evil and eat the fruit and become more powerful. And, you know, there's consequences that come with that, with grappling with your own subconscious. But it's rapid growth. So, you know, some people, though, I think are truly renounced and can just don't have such desires because they've upgraded themselves to something better. But I think you have to be in that particular mindset to be in Bramacharya or sannyasi. I think sannyasi is even possible now, even though Chaitanya condemned it, but it's not something that should be practiced widely. He said sannyasi shouldn't be happening in this time at all, so there's that. Anyways, yeah.